Alpine's Hemp Company. Gummies, seltzers, syrups, and more. Treat yourself to the best.
Hello and welcome into the WHKY News. I'm Ralph Mangum and today is Thursday, January 9th. The WHKY News is on over-the-air TV every weekday on channel 14.2, and you can watch us online at WHKY.com and on our YouTube channel. In today's top stories, Catawba County Sheriff's officers were involved in a standoff this morning at an address on Sunset Street, south of Newton. Officers arrived at the residence to serve a search warrant in connection with an investigation into someone who suffered from a gunshot wound and later turned up at a local hospital. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office described that individual's wound as a superficial injury. Deputies initially encountered some uncooperative individuals when they arrived on the scene. The STAR team was called in to serve the search warrant. The incident began at about 8:30 a.m. and ended at about 12:30 p.m. No additional injuries were reported. The STAR team, that's the Special Tactics and Response Unit, is made up of officers from every county agency with the exception of the Hickory Police Department. 2 inmates have passed away this week in separate incidents at the Lincoln County Detention Center. On Monday, 26-year-old Christopher Lee Applegate was found to be suffering from what appeared to be a medical event. Life-saving measures were performed. Lincoln County EMS and the Lincolnton Fire Department responded to the detention center. Mr. Applegate was transported to Caramont Regional Medical Center in Gastonia, where he passed away. On Tuesday, Lincoln County detention officers noticed an inmate, 34-year-old Matthew Stephen Trammell, suffering from what appeared to be a drug overdose. Life-saving measures were performed on Mr. Trammell, but those efforts were not successful. In keeping with standard procedure, the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation was called in to conduct independent investigations into both incidents. Certainly our condolences to the families and loved ones of the deceased. With the forecast calling for winter weather to begin around midday Friday, Catawba County schools will be closed tomorrow with an optional teacher workday. Quest will also be closed. The district-wide spelling bee has been postponed and is rescheduled for Friday, February 7th. Report cards will be sent home when students return to school next week. Catawba County schools will provide an update Sunday afternoon if needed. Tomorrow will be an inclement weather remote learning day for Hickory Public Schools, and Caldwell County schools will release 3 hours early. Wraparound will be closed and district offices will close at 2 p.m. And Alexander County schools will have a virtual learning day tomorrow. Students will be given directions for assignments from their teachers. Principals will guide staff regarding their working day options. WHKY's Arianna Mack spoke with the City of Hickory's Public Works Director, Steve Miller, regarding the city's efforts to keep the roads clear.
I'm Arianna Mack reporting for WHKY here at the City of Hickory Public Services. I spoke with Steve Miller, Public Works Director, on some of the processes to keep the roads clear when winter weather is up ahead. Here he is.
So what we've done in anticipation of the event is to brine and pre-treat some roads. As you know, it's very cold, so we've only been able to do that for a short period every day. But in anticipation of the event beginning tomorrow about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, then we'll have crews out with salt and sand, and we have 16 plow trucks and 8 spreaders that we implement as needed through the storm. And once the storm stops, we'll start plowing streets and try to get the snow off. I think we're expected to get 1 to 3 inches, but you never know in the south what that could be.
And tell me a little bit more about the brine for those who don't know what that does or what it is.
So brine's a simple solution of water and salt. Salt suspends in water and we get a solution of about 26%, and that allows us to pre-treat the roads, and then the salt, as the water evaporates, the salt's left on the road, and that's what you see, the white kind of filmy substance on the bridges and overpasses that we use, and that keeps the ice and the snow from bonding to the pavement. Helps us plow it off easier whenever we're able to plow.
You can see here some of the salt trails from those trucks that are geared up and ready to hit the town. What would you tell residents this weekend when it comes to traveling?
I would probably take Friday night off. I would get some food at the grocery store, watch some football tomorrow night, and take it easy, and we'll get everything going Saturday into Sunday where we'll be back in action.
For much more information, you can visit hickorync.gov. Stay safe and warm in this weather. I'm Arianna Mack for WHKY.
Thank you, Arianna, and thanks to Steve Miller for his time. Some people call him Maurice, you know. More than $1 billion has been earmarked for Helen recovery efforts in North Carolina. Rob Eastwood reports.
On Tuesday, North Carolina Governor Josh Stein joined the Honorable Adrienne Todman, the head of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, in Asheville to announce 2 Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Awards in the amount of more than $1.65 billion. The awards include $1,428,120,000 to the state of North Carolina and $225,010,000 directly to the city of Asheville, which is an entitlement community within the CDBG program. The funding comes from the Disaster Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act of 2025, which was enacted December 21st of last year. On Tuesday, Governor Stein also visited Mountain BizWorks to meet with small business owners, visited the site of a trailer installment that will provide temporary shelter to an Old Fort family, and toured Old Fort with local elected officials to assess recovery needs and efforts. Last week, Governor Stein used his first 5 executive orders to immediately ramp up Hurricane Helene relief efforts. On Tuesday, Stein issued his 6th executive order to address Hurricane Helene relief efforts by waiving federal limits on the amount of time drivers of trucks transporting propane or essential heating fuels to western North Carolina can be on the road. So once again, the 2 Community Development Block Grant Awards total more than $1.65 billion. For more on this, go to this story at our website, WHKY.com. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
Thanks, Rob. With cold temperatures already affecting our area and more winter weather likely tomorrow, Insurance Commissioner Mike Causey reminds North Carolinians to prioritize fire safety when using portable heaters and take precautions when traveling on icy or snow-covered roads. Last year, there were 119 home fire deaths in North Carolina, many related to home heating. Heating equipment is the second leading cause of home fires in the U.S., with nearly 90% of fire deaths involving space heaters. You can find a list of heating safety tips and travel tips at WHKY.com. In today's crime report, an indecent liberties arrest in Caldwell County, a meth arrest in Iredell, plus a couple more from Caldwell. In local sports, we'll meet the new athletic director at Lenoir-Rhyne. In community focus, a concert in Valdez has been postponed, and county officials in Alexander County are looking into a new branding initiative. Sunny with a high around 37 today, but then we are under a winter storm warning starting Friday morning, continuing through Saturday morning. The chance of snow is now listed at 100% tomorrow, with anywhere from 1 to 3 inches expected. We're not looking for any more precipitation anytime soon, but cold weather will stay with us for the foreseeable future. You can find the latest forecast at WHKY.com anytime. I'm Ralph Mangum. You're watching the WHKY News.